Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to start on the SH Figuarts, The Mandalorian, or the Book of Boba Fett, whichever one you want to call it, Boba Fett. This is a Boba Fett from a Disney Plus series. Either it's going to be Mandalorian or Book of Boba Fett. Doesn't matter. The point is, we're talking about Boba. So yeah, let's get to it. I overall really enjoyed the look of this. You know, I reviewed the Black Series Tython Boba, and I had a great time with that. I'm hoping that this is no different. I got to play with it briefly, and there were some things that I liked, and there were some things that I was worried about. And hopefully, you know, I can mod it, make some changes to it. But overall, I really like how this came out, with the exception of the unmasked head. I feel like that one fell a little flat through the print tech, just being off to the side, I guess. But yeah, pretty excited to talk about this. So here we have our soft goods skirt, which I love the look of this. The dressing of it is just really great. The repainting of the armor, the nice black look. It is overall a great look that looks fantastic on Boba. I wish that I had what's his face? I forgot his whole name. Cobb Vanth, to compare like before they repainted the armor or the Black Series, but it would have been fantastic to compare the two. Not just because of the paint jobs in two different companies, but because different people wearing the same armor don't necessarily rock it the same. And it's kind of like with real life clothing, where it's like the person rocking it does make a difference. It makes a different aura, a different status, a vibe. And it's just really cool to see this figure. Yeah, so let's get to it. First things, let me just take off the backpack. I had it on because I really like the look of it with it, but without the backpack, we equally look just as good. We look armored up, right? Ooh, almost dropped it. We actually have a nice look of, we can put down our visor, so that is a plus as well. As far as articulation, one of the things I don't like is that the scarf kind of hinders the movement. I really would have liked for a soft goods scarf, because as you can see here, we can look down, but when we look up, we pull our head and neck piece out. When you actually remove this, right, and you just put the neck in, you actually get a ton more movement, able to even look up for flight poses, but it looks a little out of place being so long. But it will allow you to capture definitely flight poses, and I like that look a lot better. As you can see here, tons more articulation. So I may actually add a soft goods one there to add on to that look. Or my other suggestion was you actually pop out your neck and you add an extended neck peg to your Boba to add to that articulation, because it does look a little stuffy up there when you try to aim for articulation, right? So this actually slides back in to place. Then we're gonna push this down and in. There we go. As far as our arms go, we can actually raise our arms all the way up. Mine's a little stiff. I'm gonna give it some silicone shock oil as soon as I find my silicone shock oil. I'm actually unpacking my whole life right now. Actually, that's not true, because clothing was very easy. It's actually just about unpacking all my toys, which is a lot. But yeah, we can actually rotate our arms, and as you can see, mine's is very tight as you try to rotate those arms. We do have a small butterfly joint there. We actually have a bicep swivel, which is pretty much invisible to the naked eye. We have a single joint that rotates all the way up. Gives you a little bit better than 90 degrees. As far as torso articulation, you can go to the sides. You can tuck into the belt without any sort of paint scraping. And you can go backwards. So this is our backwards look. The back of the armor will prevent you from going further, but you can tuck in a little bit as well too. If we lift up our skirt, or dressing, I don't want to necessarily call it skirt, you'll see that we have some really nice look of the articulation that kind of stayed close to the Black Series look as well. And I really like that they stayed close to that. We actually have really good forward articulation. As you can see here, we are on a single joint, but we can rotate a little bit inward to make an acute angle. We actually have some decent ankles as well, and as well as toe pivot. Now here on our side with our holster and sidearm, we actually lose a little bit of articulation when we lift up. Only a little bit, and that is because I love that they made a mechanism. That way when you rotate it up, this actually rotates on the belt as well. When you want to rotate side to side, it'll rotate with it. So you'll actually have a nice bit of movement that won't really hinder you, and only will lose about a degree's worth. It won't be a whole lot. So like I said, the worst thing you're gonna get is that loss of articulation here in your, right there in the neck. As you can see, it just happened. And it's a little bit of a bummer because when you do any sort of cool poses with him, you actually have really nice movement in the neck. I really want to add a soft goods, like a little black scarf there, because as you can see here, he looks really fantastic. I love this. I just really wish that neck peg was a bit longer so you wouldn't have to worry about it falling out. And as far as our backpack goes, our backpack looks really good repainted as well too. Dan Larson would be very happy. Dan, if you're watching, I hope that you enjoy this video. I hope you're enjoying your Boba Fett. I saw that you posted it on Twitter, and we can take out our missile as well. We'll talk about that in a second. But for real, Dan, shout out to you. I talk to you a lot. I appreciate you, brother. Plug this back in. And if anybody doesn't know who Dan Larson is, that's Toy Galaxy. So shout out to Toy Galaxy, I should say. Sorry about that. I shouldn't be putting your name out there like that. My bad, dog. Even though it is out there. But as you can see here, this look is so good. This is probably going to be the only drawback right now. It's just, I really got to find a way to get a nice little cloth scarf in there and just make it look and function just a little bit better. Now, as far as our accessories go, like I said, the weakest part of the accessories, in my opinion, is going to be our unmasked sculpt, right? I think that the scars look fantastic on the head, but those eyeballs are just out of whack. Also, him being way more pale than it should be. So I'm gonna try to heat that up, pop that neck out, right? Because I actually have a sculpt from Old Boy that I would rather use. And I've actually been waiting on this ever since they hinted at the return of Boba Fett. So I am very excited to show this one off from Old Boy. So I'm actually going to use this sculpt from them. Plus it has eyebrows, so that's always a plus, right? Look at that. It's going to use that Old Boy sculpt. And so we actually have Boba Fett's rifle, which I do not know the Star Wars names of these rifles. So I know that someone will pop in there and correct me, and I appreciate you. But no toxic comments, y'all. Chill. We also have his sidearm, which it's a 3-way part swap. So you'll see it right here. There will be an alternate holster to show that when it's not in there, you can actually just pop that out with the help of a ball joint. You will get extra thrusters for the backpack, so you can do flight mode. Let's pop that out and show you. Oop, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. There we go. Let's make sure you're still standing up. These will just pop out. You can pop these in. They're on tiny ball joints, so that means you can rotate them to have a certain look, right? You can forward and backwards thrust as you would like. Looking pretty solid. We also have an alternative piece to show off shooting the rocket, which is really dope. And you will get a rocket at the end. And it's not the same color as the original rocket. I believe this is the rocket from the episode where he shot it and shot down the ship from the Mandalorian season 2. Let's see if we can plug this one in. And you can actually plug this one in as well. This is utterly fantastic. Let's actually, does that mean I can also swap this one in? Oh yeah, you can. So you can technically have a different look as well too. So let's actually see how this looks. Actually, that's not terrible. So you can get an alternate look as well. Next up, you will also get a communicator, the hollow. When you want the text, make it look like a bounty or a message. It's actually really, really tiny. You will as well get an extra set of open action hands, right? You're going to get your rifle holding hands. They're universal for both. They're ambidextrous. So Boba's ambidextrous here in the SHF. Then you'll get equal amount for trigger hands, making sure you're ambidextrous, right? I believe that covers just about everything on Boba. The last thing we have to do is cover the size comparisons. And this is where it's going to get tricky because I actually don't know where all my stuff is. So I'm going to use the things that I can find pretty quickly. I hope that's enough for you guys. I hope it helps. So let's get to that. I'll see you guys in a sec. All right, guys, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start into the size comparison. Now, this is tricky because, like I said, I don't know where everything is. So I'm gonna go with what I got, what I had in front of me. I do have a lot of the Mando stuff and like army builders out. So let's start off with old Boba from Black Series, which is technically, I should start calling him Young Boba now. So Young Boba from Black Series and Young Boba from SHF. So here is Young Boba. So you can see how the armor used to look, right? And then has SHF Young Boba, right? So Young Boba actually seems like he's a little taller, but I guess it's hiding under those legs, right? I don't have my Revolve decks with me. So here we are with these guys, right? Before he repaints his armor. So let's remove these two. Now what we're gonna do is, let's go with our Tython Boba, who I just finished. Like I said, I reviewed him recently, and I really like this sculpt. And I'm pretty sure we could pop that head on there if we wanted to as well. We would probably just need to cover up the neck or leave the black neck on like it's dressing, so we can have that. And that looks pretty solid. So I like the way these two look. And they're not too far off in size as well. Next up, here's Finnick. So here we are with Finnick. And I think these two are like the perfect size for each other. So these look actually really, really great. Sorry about that, I gotta stretch the hand. Now what we're gonna do is, let's compare a bunch of Mandos. So here we are with SHF Beskar Mando. This is the end of season 1 version. This is modded and actually has an extension on the neck peg, right? Here's the brand new season 2 Mando. I literally just opened them up for this review. I was trying to go in order. So here I go with these two guys. As you can see, there are differences. Next up, here is Mafex Mando. I don't know what my Black Series one is, so again, I tried. So here we are with the Mafex Mando. So here we are with a bunch of Mandos. And Boba seems to be smaller than all of them. So that one is a little different. Didn't expect that, really. So there's that. So let's remove these guys, right? Next up, we have, let's do Heavy Mando, because I actually wanted these two to team up. So I like the idea of these two together. So here's Heavy Mando. And then we have Stormtroopers. So here is an SHF Stormtrooper. And then we're gonna do a Black Series one next to it. So here's an SHF Trooper. Then we have a Black Series one. The Black Series one is from the Mandalorian. I just gave him a pauldron. So actually move everything down slightly. Oop. Sorry about that. Hand just not up to par yet. Here we go. So let's remove these guys. Next up, let's do Black Series Bo-Katan. Because you know these two had, some words for each other, choice words. Then, now we can start mixing it up, I guess. Here we are with some Action Force in case you want Boba to go into different universes. Here we are with a Marvel Legends Shield Agent. So as you can see, the SHF is significantly smaller. SHF Revy. Kamen Rider Revy, I should say. And I really got to get used to my new setup because I am all over the place. Still haven't found my cats, though, or my Zangief, which makes me a little sad. I really want those guys out as quickly as possible. Really looking forward to having them back out. Here we are with a Mythic Legions. And last but not least, we'll do a Mezco. I found Moon Knight first, so Moon Knight will be our example for a while. So here we are with Mezco Moon Knight. And as I see, I'm just uncentered and all over the place, but it's still fun. And I think that's the most important thing for me right now. I need a little enjoyment and escape. So yeah, even SHF Bo was shorter than Kamen Rider Revy. Really didn't expect that, because usually SHF is like the smallest thing. And those two are both SHF. So yeah, I like the size between these two though. I could make a Black Crescenta and a Black Santo out of this. And then I'll have one that's probably better than the Black Series one looking right now, until hopefully they do a TV version. So that concludes our size comparison, our Boba, this video. Yeah, like I said, the collar is probably going to be my biggest issue, as well as the unmasked head. But I have a solution for the unmasked head already. I just need now a solution for our neck peg issue. So this has been truly enjoyable and fun. I had some posing ideas along the way, so that's fantastic. Ginger's underneath me, craving attention, so I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, there she is doing that. Thank you so much for enjoying, and as always, please be good, do good, drink your water, guys. Later.